all, welcome back to Minor Growth Workout. I am your host, Blessing Wachubu. In today's episode, we'll be looking at a very interesting topic, how to overcome procrastination and perfectionism. Last week, we talked about procrastination, the enemy of productivity, and we established the facts and the truth that perfectionism is one of the causes of procrastination. So today, we are going to look at how to overcome this enemy called procrastination and perfectionism. What's perfectionism? I already explained that last week. Perfectionism, you just want everything to be perfect. You want everything to be 100% correct before you start doing what you're supposed to do. You want to feel ready before you start doing what you're supposed to do. But it doesn't work that way most times. Like most times, perfection comes like when you are already in the journey. It comes during the journey, not just when you are starting. Perfection doesn't just come like that. Perfectionists, they often fear that their work will not be perfect. Like I said, they often say, are you sure this is worth putting out? If it's not excellent, I am not doing this. I guess the fact that you're just starting, but why will you want to punish yourself when you have to start? If you have every means to start, please start. Those other things you're waiting for, they will come. Yes, they will come. If they don't come where you want them to, they will definitely come. Just continue. Okay? Like I said last week, procrastinators, they're always saying, I will. And that's the same thing with perfectionists. Because they are not getting what they want, they will keep pushing their work. Okay, I will do this tomorrow. I will do this next 10 years. By then, I must have gotten all the money I need to get what I want to do. But it's not fair. So you have to change I will to I am doing. Perfectionists, one of the things about perfectionists is that they set high unrealistic standards for themselves. Like it's high, but it's unrealistic for themselves. Like they, realistically speaking, you can't get this done at this so time and all. But they just set this. Why? Because everything has to be perfect. Everything has to meet this standard. They're just giving themselves. They are raising the bar too high that they can't even notice their progress because they are raising the bar too high for themselves. And sometimes it's not good. Yes, sometimes it's not good. You have to calm down. You have to mellow. You have to calm down and say, okay, you know what? This is not perfect, but I'm going to start with it. I will learn. Something happened to me last month. I was dealing with a lot. When I mean a lot. I was dealing with a lot. And one of my fears then, people have already seen this almost perfect state. How would they now see this if it's like this? What would they say? It's made me weak. It gave me unnecessary stress. I was just saying, you know what? What will I do? Then after everything, and funny enough, I came on YouTube to look for something. And somebody dropped a comment. Somebody was like, perfection is not it. You have to record your progress, not just perfection. I said, this person is speaking to me. And then I came on Facebook. Somebody dropped something. She said, as a beginner, you should focus on progress, not perfection. That same day, I was like, these people, they peep into my life. I know that I'm dealing with something that I'm trying to be perfect and before I release it. When I saw all those things and going on, I started seeing a lot. I said, you know what? I am going to do this. Whatever is going to happen must happen. I'm not going to kill myself again. Because I've already, something I would have done, because I was afraid of how it's going to look like, I procrastinated. And when it now got to a day before the deadline, I saw shaking. I saw things because I was trying to now say, you know what, I'm doing this. And before I could just do everything, I was already tired. And I was highly stressed. Perfectionism is not it. I get the fact that you have to be excellent at what you do, but especially if you are a beginner, You can set goals. That's why it talks about setting realistic goals. Yes, I know you want to reach this peak, but you know what? You walk, you run, and all of that. You don't just jump into it. No. And another thing with perfectionists is that they tend to overthink and overanalyze tasks before they start doing it. Let's say you want to host a class, then you start, okay, after writing your plans and your visions, you are now writing, how will I make this possible now? Are you sure I won't get this one? Meanwhile, you are supposed to start with the ones you've written. With time, you can incorporate all those things you are mentioning. But you keep saying, I think I'm not, I will think again. Before you know, overthinking, I wrote down that overthinking will make you to find that loophole you are looking for. Is what you are looking for, and you will find it. And the moment you find it, trust me, you will drop it because you're not going to do it. You keep on saying, people will not accept this class. No, now a lot of persons are already doing it. What am I going to offer? It's not just me. What am I giving them? My own may not be different. It's still the same thing. How will people register for my class? What will they say? It will make you to start over-analyzing even the things you don't even need. You don't need to. Sometimes you see those tiny mistakes and those tiny, you have to just ignore them. They are there for a reason. You have to ignore them. Everybody must not be perfect. You must not get everything right. Yes, you must not get everything right at a start. As you are going, you are seeing new ways to improve yourself. Like I talked about last week, I could have said, this podcast, no. I don't have a podcast mic, I don't have this, I don't have that, so I have to put it up. No, I said, you know what? I'm looking at progress, not perfection. Yes, perfection will come when it's supposed to come. So as I'm progressing all those things I need, I am bringing them. And people are recording my progress. And my success story is building. When I come out to tell people my success story, they will listen. They will buy into my story. Because I started small. Because I started when everything wasn't complete. Because I started when it was not looking like I should start. Perfectionism will keep you bound. And when you're just overthinking, I have to. Before you know it, you are stuck. And when you are stuck, you'll be so paralyzed. You say, you know what? I'm dropping this plan. I'm not doing this again. If I'm not getting it, I'm not getting it. If there is a way I am seeing this, but I am not getting it. That's what perfectionism will make you do. And it's not good. For this year, this 2025, that we said we must be productive. Please don't be too hard on yourself. Yes. Sometimes allow that mistake. Just allow it. Everything must not play out perfect as you want it to be. Remember, the world of reality is different from the world of imagination. So it must not be looking all perfect like you've seen it in your dreams, like you've seen it in your imagination. Yes, and I know it's a harsh truth, but the reality is different from your imagination. Let's talk about strategies for overcoming procrastination. Like I said, we're going to learn how to overcome this procrastination because it's an enemy. It's eating into our time. It's making us less productive. And that's not our plan for this year. Number one is discipline. If you have watched the previous episode, you will notice that one of our listeners said she had to start disciplining herself to quit procrastination. When a thought to do something comes, she starts doing it. She doesn't have to wait. Yes, and that's what I'm saying. That's one of the ways to overcome procrastination. When you know you have to do this thing and the thought comes, please do it. Please do it. Please do it. When you know you've written down your day's activities, you've planned your morning, how you want to boost your year to be productive, you can't start shifting all these tasks. Try to be disciplined. Whatever tasks you brought out to say, okay, I will do this, please try to do those tasks. Yes, unless there is a genuine reason for moving on. If the reason is not genuine, it's procrastination. And if you want to deal with it, if you want to deal with procrastination, you have to be disciplined. You have to know when the thought to call someone comes, you say, okay, I need to make this call. And if you are not doing something that is tedious, you can make that 3-minute call and that settles it. Instead of saying, I will. And it happened to me. I was saying I'll call someone last month and the day passed, the next day passed, I forgot. And that's one of the things procrastination does to you. It makes you forgetful. You forget some of the things that you want to do. But when the thought comes, when you know what you want to do and you do that immediately, you are happy. Even the task you performed is happy. You don't know. Yes. So I was now pushing it. When I now did this, the damage has already happened. When I reached out, the damage has already happened. I was like, if I had known, when I was telling myself, I will do this, I'll call this person, I should have done it instead of putting it off. I think this is the most important strategy to overcome procrastination. Discipline. Yes, discipline. The second one is break down your goals into chunks, into smaller sizes. Yes. If you have a very fat goal, you can break it down to, okay, you know what? I'm doing this one for the month. I'm doing this one for February. I'll do this one for March. I know it's one goal you want to achieve. You want to build a company this year. I know you can't just do it once. If not, you keep procrastinating. Just break it down small. Okay, I'm going to take a management class, or I'm going to look for ways to employ people, or I'm going to look for ways to create my products. This month, I'm going to do this one. When you break all these tasks, that need to help you to track your progress. Yes, and need to help you to fulfill those tasks, because when you know that this is what you have to do, it's not too much. You say, okay, I can do this. But when the task is looking big, you say, I don't have strength for today. Like I mentioned last time, one of the causes of procrastination is lack of motivation. You can say, no, I don't have that strength to do this. But when you've broken down your goals into small pieces, you can say, okay, you know what, this one is not too much to do. I can do this one. Another strategy for overcoming procrastination is eliminating distractions. Yes. You see those distractions that make you to procrastinate your tasks, you have to eliminate them this year. Yes. Those things that will make you to give up on your goals, give up on what you're supposed to do at that moment, just push them off. If it's doing something that you know is not necessary, it's not urgent, it's not important, then just eliminate it. Yes. If it's just swallowing away your time, or just seeing a movie when you're not supposed to, or just doing something else when you're not supposed to, that is not productive, just eliminate it. Just to make sure that, yes, I am getting this nice that I will do. Even if it's like you're just acting, not like you're weak, but you just lack motivation, just try to give yourself strength. Yes. Try. You will find, the moment you stand up to do this thing, you will find strength to complete it, and then you rest. Would you rather enjoy a temporary pleasure than a permanent one? No. If it's permanent, it's you enjoy it because it lasts. But if it's temporary, the moment you turn it up, go back to factory reset. Now, another strategy for overcoming procrastination is reward yourself for progress. Like listener A last week said, he said anytime he accomplishes a task, that he rewards himself, sometimes a movie. That's the way he rewards himself. Whenever you see that, I have achieved my task for today, I have achieved my task for the month, reward yourself. You can take yourself out, you can get some nice stuff for yourself, you can pat yourself at the back and say, blessing, well done. And that's what I did for myself last month when I completed my January goals. I told myself, well done. I went to the market, I got something I said I would get for myself. Yes. So reward yourself. Yes, reward yourself. When you've accomplished that goal, when you've done that thing you say you will do today, just if you need to applaud yourself, if you need to say wow, if you need to share with somebody so that the person will be happy for you, please do. The last but not the least, I'll mention the last strategy for overcoming procrastination is accountability. Yes, when you are accountable to someone, you submit your daily goals to the person, and when you remember, that I have to report back to this person, you will sit up and do that thing you want to do. You will not say, I'll do this later. When you know you will be accountable. The person, your mentor or your friend or your coach will call you and say, Blessing, why haven't you done this? Blessing, I've not seen this, you haven't done this. Blessing, what's up? Give me feedback. Can I see your progress? When you know that you'll be accountable to somebody, you will just sit up. That's one of the strategies to overcome procrastination. Now let's look at the strategies to manage perfectionism. Please know that all this perfectionism, procrastination, you don't just eliminate them in one day. It's a process. So don't beat yourself too hard when you still procrastinate, even after watching these videos and doing some of these things. Is a process. You don't have to rush it. It's not something that will just happen one day and then you're transformed. No, with time, with time. So don't beat yourself too hard. Now let's look at strategies for managing perfectionism. Number one is you have to recognize those perfectionist thoughts that comes your way. When you know you have to do something and then that thought of you can wait until you get it right or until you get it done before you do this thing. Just recognize them. It's important to treat a sickness or an illness that you've recognized. Yes. So recognize them. After recognizing those unrealistic thoughts, all those perfectionist thoughts, ask yourself if they are realistic. Ask yourself if this thought is it necessary? Is it necessary for my growth? Do I have to wait until 5 years time when I will get this before I do this? Do I have to? Ask yourself these questions. Then remember, like I said, focus on progress, not perfection. Yes. If you are focused on perfection, you will not overcome perfectionism. Focus on progress. Just focus that I am making progress. I am seeing my progress. Wow, I am getting better day by day. That's a great testimony. I am getting better day by day. Then the next one is, don't spend too much thinking about a goal or project when you can just start. Don't spend too much analyzing. When you be done analyzing, you will not even have the strength to perform that task or to complete that goal. So don't spend too much, emphasis on too much. Don't spend too much time over analyzing, over thinking about that goal, about that vision, when you can just launch out into the deep, Peter. I'm going to look at our tasks for the day. Whenever you feel overwhelmed or stuck with your thoughts, I want you to ask yourself if they are realistic and necessary. So this week, whenever you feel overwhelmed with thoughts, you want to do something and then you are thinking too much and you are getting ideas, ask yourself if those thoughts you are getting, if they are necessary, if they are realistic. That's the first start. Then the second one, get a book. Get a book. Divide it into 3 columns. The first one, write down all the tasks you have to perform for the day or for the week or for the month. Then the second, at the second column, you write down those tasks. As you're performing those tasks, you can write down, okay, I am doing this. Maybe Monday, 3:50 p.m. I am doing this. Then the third column, you come back there. For each task that you've performed, come back there and write down. I think we should make it weekly so that you can keep track. You can keep track of your progress. So write down your weekly goals. Write down your weekly goals on the first column. Then the second one, anyone you are doing currently or presently, write them down. I am doing this today, Saturday, blah, blah, blah time. Then the third column, when you are done with this one, you come back. Done. I am done editing this book by 3:50 p.m. Saturday. You can put your signature. You can put. These are our 2 charts for today. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you are listening on Spotify, don't forget to follow us. Don't forget to share to all our sundry. I want to read your comments. It keeps me happy. It makes me happy. I want to read those comments. Tell me how you are going to employ all these I mentioned to overcome procrastination and perfectionism for a productive 2025. Till I come your way next Saturday morning, I remain your host, Blessed Watchful of Mind and Growth Workout. Bye.